We're live. Welcome to the Room Show. I'm the host, Go Room, and I got a special guest, Steve Green. How you doing?
Great, great. Good to be on the show. Thanks for inviting me.
I appreciate you for taking time coming on the podcast.
Like the audience.
So you do a couple things, not just one thing. Product scout, tech and gadget reporter, Gadget Nation author, and also a contributor to NBC's Today Show.
Yes, yeah.
Congratulations on.
But it's all within the same scope. I mean, my focus is pretty narrow. It's basically gadgets and tech. And either I did a lot of work with inventors and mom and pop garage inventors. So a lot of what I do kind of fits that niche.
Nice. And Steve, you built a career at the intersection of technology, storytelling, and trust. What was the one decision early on that changed your entire direction of your career?
Gee, that's a tough one. I would say I was a TV news reporter for a bunch of years, and I decided I really wanted to have my own niche. And I knew I always had kind of a love of gadgets. My dad had a few patents, my brother had a few patents, and I always liked innovation and ingenuity. And I just thought that would be something that wasn't really being at the time wasn't really being shown on television. As you know, it's really the American dream. The American dream is to, of course, is liberty and peace and all that stuff. But really, the American dream is coming up with an idea, pursuing it, and the fame and fortune that follow. So if you come up with if you have the next great mousetrap, you can be, you can be a zillionaire. So that thinking is really so American, and I wanted to kind of like narrow in on that and kind of showcase it and report on it.
Nice. Um, are you one of the first, or are you the first to do what you're doing in like TV and news reporter field?
I think I might. I mean, other people before me had showcased new products. I think I might be the first to really focus on the mom and pop garage inventor. So I was less interested in a new product from Samsung and more interested in a new product from a school teacher in Nebraska. So I really try to focus on that. So even though I still do Samsung products and other products, I tend to favor the products that come from mom and pop garage inventors. And in fact, that's why my book. I'll give myself a cheap plug here. I wrote a book called Gadget Nation, which was all about mom and pop and garage inventors. So I found 107 of them that I wanted to profile. I showcased them, and that's what got me on the Today Show and kind of helped create that niche.
Nice. And congratulations on the book. Now, if someone wants to purchase it, where can they find it?
The book is from Sterling Publishing at Barnes and Noble, but there's also an audio book out there. You can check it out if you go to gadgetnation.net. I have information on it. I think if you go to my game show, which is kind of the newer version of the book, you go to gadgetgameshow.com. You can find links to everything. So basically what it did is I did the book, and then years later, I wanted to do another book, and I was thinking, yeah, I should do another book. And I really decided I wanted to come up with a game show where, again, I could have a mystery product where I, had a product like this, and I'd have panelists or the audience try to guess what it is and then reveal what it is. So basically, it's the same way the book sort of works. Instead of telling the backstory of the inventor so much, it's more like a game of trying to guess what it is and then explaining what it is. So I came up with a show called What the Heck Is That? Here's the plug for that. And people can check it out if you go to gadgetgameshow.com and you click on the link. It takes you right to the YouTube channel, and it's on YouTube and TikTok and on a streaming platform called DBTV.
Well, big things over there.
Yeah, I'm trying.
And I know you're super busy doing all those things. How do you find time for yourself?
It's not easy though. I mean, I used to be someone who said yes to everything, and as I've gotten older, I'm now more than ever saying no more often, just because I'm only doing the things I want to do, and that helps me really give me extra time for me. I'm not nearly. I used to be literally at the airport every Monday and flying all week and then back home on the weekend. And I have to say, the last few years, that's not the case. I don't fly as much. Plus, technology caught up. I used to have to go to a lot of these TV stations to showcase products. Now I do a lot of my interviews and product showcases all through Zoom or one of these virtual platforms.
How do you feel about that these days? Do you feel like it's a benefit, or you feel like it's
For
not?
me, it's been a huge benefit. I mean, as much as I loved going to the stations because it was like seeing friends every time I went and walked into the ABC station in Dallas or the WGN in Chicago. I knew everybody there because I'd been going there, 6, 7 times a year. So it was like, seeing old friends, and I usually have friends in the town, so I would go out to dinner with them. So that was kind of fun. I'm not going to say that was bad. But now that I don't do it, I love not flying every week, and doing this, like what we're doing right now, is so much easier, and it almost seems unnecessary. Like, why would I fly and stay in a hotel and take a cab into the studio and do it? It just seems like so much heavy lifting compared to just doing what we're doing right now.
Right. And as a product scout and a tech reporter, you test countless gadgets, but beyond the specs, what tells you instantly that a product is truly worth people's time, money, and attention?
Well, first of all, no one knows what's going to be a hit. If I knew what a hit was before it was a hit, I'd be a zillionaire, and I'm not a zillionaire. But I try to pick products that really solve a problem, and not only solve a problem, but solve a problem that needs to be solved. I mean, sometimes there's a product out there that really does solve something, but you know, big deal. I mean, you don't really need that solved. If the product solves a problem that is really an obstacle in people's lives, then I think it's got potential. It's got legs, and I'm excited to show it on TV.
Nice. And a lot of people feel overwhelmed by technology right now. What's one simple mindset shift people need to make to use tech as a tool and not like a distraction?
Well, again, I mean, it's just like anything. Moderation is key. I don't care whether you're talking, alcohol or technology. You can't, just sit in front of a screen 24/7. It's not healthy. I mean, some screen time is necessary, and technology makes, I guess it makes what we're doing right now possible. And for me, that's become very, very helpful for my job. But I would tell people, you got to get away from the screen. You can't be staring at a screen or your phone all the time. I mean, I live in New York here and Miami, and you see people are just glued to their phones, 24/7, and that's kind of frightening. I mean, you should look up and see human beings. You should be talking to other people. You should be, not just focused on your phone all the time.
Right. You being a tech guy, how many phones do you have? One, or you have a couple?
I have one phone. Um, I mean, how many do I have? I probably have a dozen phones. I mean, some are that I used for trying out for a segment or whatnot, or it's my old phone and I haven't sold it or given it back yet. But I have only one that has a SIM card in it that I use. So this is my current phone. Um, I've never been a carry multiple phones. I actually worked for a company years ago that had, you could put two phone numbers on one phone. But even that, I haven't needed. My phone number is my phone number. It's just too much to keep track of when you've got too many phones going on. But I know a lot of friends who have 2 and 3 phones. Not me.
Right. And you being a contributor to NBC's Today Show, how does it feel? That's a big thing.
Yeah, well, I watched it as a kid. It's been on for a very long time. I used to watch it with my mother when I was, yay big, and it's kind of a cool experience to actually be on the show that you watched when you were a kid, in the same locations, in the same studio. Nothing's changed, so that's kind of neat. And I love it. I mean, the people on air I kind of know, but it's really the crew and the makeup people, the hair people, and those people, the ones that are the family that when I go there, they're the ones I can't wait to say hi to and who sort of know me. So, it's like anything else. Like even whatever station I visit, after you've gone there a few times, everybody's very nice, and it becomes like, seeing old friends each time.
Yeah. And for your show, do you do it yourself, like the production and everything, or you have a team?
I have a little team, but I mean, I do a tape piece, a gadget segment, for whether it's dads and grads or back to school or spring into tech, which is the one I'm working on right now. And I have a videographer who shoots the segment with me, and then I have it written, and then I log it all into Dropbox, and then my editor grabs it from Dropbox and follows a paper cut that I've given him. He puts it together, sends it back to me, and then I send it out to stations. So it's all, everything's kind of piecemeal. And then I have a social media guy that I use to help put it out on social media. So I have a few people, maybe 4 or 5 people that I work with to help pull together a segment and kind of keep this little operation going.
And how long did it take you to get those couple people to form that team to help you out?
That's been difficult, and it's still an ongoing effort. I mean, I'm still trying to, now that I've kind of doing more TikTok, I'd like to get like someone who's really an expert in TikTok on board. So I mean, my editor I've known for 25, 30 years. I worked with him, when we used to go out in the field and shoot, and he had the cameras on his shoulder, and we would be out there doing stories. So I've known him for a very long time. My videographer is a very close friend. My old videographer was a videographer editor. So now he's an editor out in Florida, and he gets my pieces through Dropbox. My current videographer is someone very close, that a good friend. And the guy that I use for social media right now, I've known him for 20 plus years also. He used to work for a PR agency that I used to do work for. So it's been a long process of knowing people and kind of getting together the little team that I have. But also, it's not like the old days where we meet in a conference room. I mean, literally one lives, in northern Florida, the other one lives out in Brooklyn. The other one lives also far. I mean, and we don't really ever, other than the videographer, we're rarely in the same room at the same time.
That's the perks of virtual stuff.
It's all virtual. I mean, because of I have to say the pandemic really, I never used to edit this way, but the Today Show started it. I had to do my pieces virtually for the Today Show, and I would shoot them myself or have a friend shoot it with me. And then I would take the clips, put them together, give them each a number. So I kind of did the paper cut, kind of lined it up so it's clip 1A, 1B, 1C, 2A, 2C. So it all lined up, put it all into Dropbox that way, and then shared it with the Today Show editor, who grabbed it out of Dropbox. And then I saw how successful that worked out. I then reached out to my old editor and said, hey, let's do for our segments that aren't the Today Show, let me work with you on that. And that's how it all came about. So it really was a skill set I kind of honed while the pandemic was going on in 2020.
Nice. And what's one thing that you haven't done yet that you want to do with your show?
Well, I have to say the show is, it's kind of a, I'm going to say hobby, but I'm putting air quotes on it because, it's not how I earn my living. Uh, what the heck is that? But I'd love to, I've been working on it for a couple of years and I'd like to grow it. So I have, just like maybe 2,600 subscribers on YouTube, and maybe more on TikTok. I mean, like my last TikTok, I had 4,000 or 5,000 views, which is great, and I'm happy to have those. But I'd like to see if I could bump it up even more. So I'm still kind of, it's my hope, dream, wish to try and see if there's a way of growing the game show even more than it is. So I'm hoping your viewers check it out. If you go to, again, gadgetgameshow.com here, it's called What the Heck Is That? And what's kind of fun about it, each episode, you meet a new gadget, and most of them are mom and pop inventions. And then people try to guess what it is. You at home are trying to guess what it is. And at the end, of course, there's a reveal where you learn what it is. So it's 4 or 5 minutes. I have about 150 of them up there. So I would like to, and I keep doing more. So I'm hoping to grow. In fact, if we have a few minutes at the end, I'll show you a gadget or two and see if you can guess what the heck it does.
Okay. I got two more. For entrepreneurs, creators, and everyday consumers watching or listening right now, what's one tech mistake you see people make over and over, and how can they avoid it?
One tech mistake, but the tech mistake of the entrepreneur or the tech mistake of all people?
All people.
Um, hmm. Well, I think there's a tendency as everybody gets older to stay less relevant. Your world actually gets smaller, and you're good at what you do, but you're not really good at anything else. I think it's important to constantly keep learning. I mean, I took a YouTube class, just a few months ago to get my YouTube skills up. And I think I should do more of that, and I think everyone should do more of that. You can't just rely on what you know. You have to keep, whether it's going back to school or at least taking a class on YouTube or something, to try and keep your skills up there because you want to stay relevant. I think it's so easy in this world the world kind of goes past you. To stay relevant you got to put energy in to make it happen. And I would say people not doing that was probably the biggest mistake.
That was a good one. And if someone wants to future-proof themselves into a tech-driven world, what's the one habit they should start this week?
If they want to give me that one more time.
Like if someone wants to get in the type of world you're in, or like get in a tech world, what's one habit they should start this week?
Well, I mean, I started as a new, it's all process. I don't think I could have skipped to this step. You kind of have to go through, at least for me, I had to go through all the different levels. And I had a zillion jobs. I've been a waiter, I've been everything. And TV news reporter was a great place to learn how to tell a story, how to work with a videographer, how to edit. All of those skills I had to learn as a TV news reporter. And then that storytelling skill is what I've carried through into even what I'm doing now with the game show or my regular gadget segments. So I would say, you have to do something you like, and you have to make a living. So those are two critical, basics to start with. And you don't know where it's going to take you. I mean, I didn't plan to be this. I don't know what I planned to be, but it's just a process. One thing led to the next, and opportunities came up that I thought would be interesting, and other opportunities that I didn't want to do. So you have to kind of, everybody has their own dance and is hearing their own music in their head, and you have to listen to that music. I don't think it's smart to try to imitate what I'm doing, and I didn't imitate anybody else. I think that's true of everybody. You find your own path, and then you see what opportunities present to you, and then you make a decision. Like, is this what I want to do, or this what I want to do?
Cool. That was going right on. Well, Lamont, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast.
No problem. Do you want to play a quick round of what the heck is that?
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
it.
let's do it. Okay, this. Take a good look at this. Okay, take. Here you go. Can you guess what the heck is that? You can ask a
A lamp?
question. Yeah, it's like 20 questions, sort of.
Is that like a battery lamp?
It does look like a lamp. I see it. I see the lamp in it, but it's not a lamp. In fact, there are no batteries, there's no electricity, no tech in this. This is just ingenious, but no tech. You kind of have
A
to reverse
fan?
engineer it.
A fan?
Not a fan, no, no. I could see that too. It's got this fin in the back here that makes you think maybe it's something like that, but not that. This is the whole product right here. I'm not holding back any pieces. Give up?
I'm gonna try
Am I
one
still
more.
okay?
A plunger holder?
Ooh, well, you're now you're getting warm. Okay, you're getting warm. It's not a plunger holder. Uh, should I tell you now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is called the sofa stud, and it goes in between the cushions of the sofa like that, and it's to hold your beverage. So while you're watching TV or just chilling on the couch, you can have a soda or a beer or whatnot, and it sits right there. And this goes between the two cushions of the couch. I'll give you one more. Um,
That's pretty neat.
yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Let's go with, oh my god, I don't know which one to go with next. Okay, how about this one? Take a look at this little guy here. There. I'm gonna show you the bottom of him. That's his bottom. He's got a hole on the top. This is a tough one. I'm not gonna say it's easy. He rattles a little bit when you shake him.
A sharpener?
He solves a problem. He has a little bit of technology in him.
A charger?
Not a charger.
A sharpener?
Yeah, that's what I thought too right away. It looks like a pencil sharpener. Not a sharpener. Does have a hole in the top of his head.
An outlet adapter?
No. It's tough. This one's gonna be a hard one for sure. Okay, should I tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, this is called al dente, and looks like a little mafiosa. I don't know if this is a slur to Italians, but the concept is that you drop him in the boiling water of like when you're making pasta, and he floats around with the pasta, and and a timer kicks on in him. So and he sings. So at like 3 minutes, he sings, that's amore. This plays the music to that's amore, Italian song. And then at 7 minutes, he does the Godfather's theme. At 9 minutes, he does the Prisoner's Choir, different Italian songs, so that you know how long you're. So this way, you know if it's angel hair pasta, you take it out early. If it's lasagna, you keep it in to the end, and you hear each of the. And he just floats around in the water, bobs around, and the heat triggers the music inside of him. It's from a company called Brainstream, and again, his name is Al Dente, which is kind of a takeoff on how people like their pasta. And here's his box. He's a real product. So that's how we play What the Heck Is It? But there's a lot of products there. Some you may like, some you may not like. But if you go to gadgetgameshow.com, there's the QR code, and you can check out What the Heck Is That? Lots of really great gadgets that you'll find. Plus, you'll get to play along like you just did, and you can check it out at gadgetgameshow.com.
Go check it out. Go subscribe.
I would love that. Please, please. Thanks so much.
Once again, Steve, I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on. Great meeting you.
You too. Take care.
We're good?